3:27 to go. McNabb dropping. It's intercepted at the 10 to the 20.
He's gone.
Going coast to coast. Rodney Barber to the 50 to the 40. Barber to the 30. Nobody's going to touch him. Rodney Barber. 10-5. The Super Bowl, and they're trying to win it for us. Third down, 18, dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, throws up the middle. It's intercepted at the 40. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 25, 20. Derek Brooks all the way. There it is. The dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And almost over the top. Second effort. He's got it. We think. They think they got it. There it is. The three-point triumph. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off. And down and 10. Blitz coming. Heineke flushed it. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off. And Levante David has a quarterback sack. Here's the snap. Play action fake. Brady looking. Throws toward the end zone. Caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rob Gronkowski's got 2 today. Chiefs dropping to throw Mahomes. We run a stunt, and we sack him at the 50-yard line. Wow, he's clobbered. Fumble the football, recovered by the line. There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly goes toward the end zone. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world, and we still have a minute 33 to go. Devin White, what a great second season. Here's the snap. Brady dropping, looking. Brady throws. Caught ball. It's caught. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Rachaad White. Touchdown Buccaneers. Fire the cannons. Bucs tie the game at 16. Down goal the snap. Brady's going to throw. Looking. Throws a dart. It's caught. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. He makes the catch right beneath the goalpost. Mayfield has time, cocks the arm, runs the ball. He's going to run to the 30. He runs to the 35. He has a first down. Wow. Hippie ankle. Bruised ribs. He's got guts. Hey, the 6 guys up front. Bucs dig in. 2-point try. Push. And I don't know if he got it. They have not indicated yet. He did not get it in. In motion, Shepard to the left. We fake the end around, hand the ball off, running to the right. Irving inside the 10 to the 5. 3-2-1. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving takes it to the house. Second down, 10. Rachaad White now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield throws the sideline route downfield. Caught ball to the 5. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Mike Evans does it again. Fire the cannons, Bucs. Here's the snap to Rattler. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Near sideline. Incomplete pass. Bucs take the ball away. On downs. Now in motion. Mike Evans drifts over to the left slot. Baker Mayfield shotgun. They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball. Caught ball. Evans. He's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus. Mike Evans. 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers?
What is going on, guys?
Buck Nation, I hope you guys are all doing well out there. It is a beautiful night here in Massachusetts. It's getting a little chilly. That's why I got the hoodie on. But we got a pretty good show lined up for you guys. We're going to be joined in just a bit by Daniel Morales of Fear the Bay. It's always a pleasure to talk to him. Really good insight. And if you haven't, make sure you go follow him on YouTube, Instagram, and X on all major platforms. He is there. He's got some really good content, really good stuff by him. But make sure you guys go and subscribe to the YouTube channel for the Frozen Pirate podcast as well. Bear with me because, like I said, continuing with the new iMac, whatever the hell this thing's called. So I'm still getting used to this thing. But yeah, like I said, we have a lot to talk about. The question of the night for you guys is Teddy Bridgewater or Kyle Trask? How you guys feeling about that? We're going to get into that. Also, we're going to break down week 2 of the preseason, and we're also going to be talking about the upcoming season. So it should be fun tonight. But without further ado, let me bring in my guest here, Daniel Morales. What is going on, dude? How you feeling tonight?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Louis. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. How's the weather out there? It's getting chilly up here, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm already in a hoodie.
Dude, it's hot, man. It's hot down here.
You guys
every day feels like 98 degrees out here, so it's a complete opposite from Massachusetts.
Yeah, dude. Right now, so it's probably like I want to say 59 degrees right now. It's a nice night. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Nice night for a fire, but can't do that because we got work tomorrow, unfortunately. Dude, lot to unpack from week 2 of the preseason. There's a lot to talk about. Teddy Bridgewater, Kyle Trask duking it out for the backup quarterback position. I want to get your thoughts on that. Also, the injury bugs continue to pile up for the Tampa Bay.
We talked about that our very first interaction together, man.
That's right. We did. So I got to get your take. Week 2, what was your input on watching the Buccaneers and Steelers? Because for me, man, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to let you go first, but I was not amused and I was not entertained what I saw.
Yeah, it was a bit of a drag. They start off with the 2 Teddy Bridgewater touchdowns, the 1 to Bucky Irving, the 1 to Emeka Buka. After that, no scoring to the final few seconds with the Chase McLaughlin, game-winning field goal. But, man, that was a bit of a drag. But, they won, but it doesn't feel, like a complete victory when you have a guy like Jalen McMillan out for now. I know we'll probably talk about that later on, an extended period of time. So, there were some ups and downs. Like Ted Johnson had some ups and downs. The punt return, the drop pass, but he had some ups too. Where he shook, he jigged 2 guys, when he got the football. So up and down night, but it doesn't completely feel like a victory when you got a major injury like that.
No, and I kept on saying that what's going to hold this team back is injuries, and they continue to pile up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's get right into it with, Jalen McMillan. Teddy Bridgewater was in there, threw him that ball. I hear a lot of people. Shout out to Jay Retcha. He was on the show last week. If you guys haven't, make sure you guys go check out that episode. That was a really fun show with Jay and AJ Turnup of Bucs Report. Also, dude, we had a loaded show. Leo Haggerty, Jamie of Around the NFL. We got to get you on one of those on the Around the NFL. So basically, with that, we talk about all teams and stuff like that. But with the Jalen McMillan situation, a lot of people I've been hearing them saying, "Oh, Teddy Bridgewater effed us. He screwed us with that." It felt like that ball was in the air forever, and now we have Jalen McMillan with a severe neck strain. Not good because for me, I expected Jalen McMillan to be a crucial part of this Buccaneers offense. He last year he had I forget his total reception yards, but I know he had 8 touchdowns. That was no other rookie's done that outside of Randy Moss. I've had high hopes on him. To see this happen, and they're saying, "Oh, he's going to be out week 1." I don't think so, man. I think it's going to be, like you said, an extended period of time. What's your take on this, man? Because I'm devastated about this. This is like one of many things of why I was disgusted in this game.
Now, we talked about the injury bug the very first episode, man, and Rick Stroud posted on X that he believes that the plan for the Bucs is they're going to put Jalen McMillan on IR. So it'll be like short-term IR in terms I think he believes that the team doesn't believe that he'll be back before week 9, that bye week. So he's going to be out for, it seems like, half the season at least. So now, they were planning to put Mike Evans on the outside, Jalen McMillan opposite from him on the outside, Emeka Buka in the slot, taking out Chris Godwin role. But when you don't have Godwin, of course, you don't have Jalen McMillan now for about half the season, you're going to have to put Sterling Shepard out there most likely, and those are your 3. My concern is, the injury bug. Now, we know Mike Evans goes out sometimes with a soft tissue injury, the hamstring. Now, what if you lose Mike Evans? We lose two of our top three wide receivers. You lose Mike Evans now. Then it's the rookie. Now, Emeka Buka looks extremely promising, but he'll be like your only, your wide receiver run. There's really nobody else. You have Tez Johnson, looks good, but he's not ready to get a lot of,
I got a beef with Tez.
Yeah,
I got a big beef with
because of the drop.
We'll talk about that on a little bit later on, but I agree. We can't have these type of injuries, and it was kind of like a bogus injury in my opinion. And when I say bogus, I mean like it should have never happened.
I label it as a hospital ball. Like it's just it was up there way too long.
Yes.
It wasn't intentional, but it's just way too long. He has amazing athleticism, able to grab it from the air. Just came down so bad, and he got up on his own. He was able to walk it, but it's just now he's going to be out for it looks like half the season, and it looks like Chris Godwin possibly the same situation there.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're shit out of luck with Chris and Jalen McMillan, and that's not good because, like I said, we potentially have outside, not including Emeka Buka because he's a rookie. I still think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I mean, this
increases it.
Yeah, this increases it. Like I said, I was about to throw $100 on it. I still am on FanDuel with $100 Rookie of the Year. Emeka Buka. Oh yeah, he's going to get targets. Yeah. He was probably one of the bright spots of that game. But with Jalen McMillan, it scared me because as soon as I seen the neck brace, I'm like, there's no way it's just 1 week. This is multiple weeks, and we can't afford this. So now you're depending on Mike Evans, which you put it in perfect perspective. Sometimes Mike gets hurt. Sometimes the hamstrings bother him. So now you're depending on Emeka Buka, who's a rookie. I don't care how phenomenal you are. I've never seen a rookie master getting double covered. You know what I'm saying? Because once Mike subs out of the game, I mean, I get it. We have Sterling Shepard, and to me, Sterling Shepard he's a guy, he's a football player, but it's not like a Jalen McMillan. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
it's not like a Chris Godwin, and we've seen Sterling Shepard come in when those guys were hurt, and he dropped the ball a few times.
The penalties too as well.
Yeah, man. And I don't want to see a repeat of last year. And it's crazy to say. I hate to be right, but I mean, I predicted the defense was going to carry the offense throughout the season, like the beginning half. And it's funny because last year I said the opposite. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I don't like the way the defense looks. There's no depth. Now it's the complete opposite. But with McMillan not being there scares the hell out of me because he brought a different dimension to this Buccaneers offense. He brought different, like I'm doing the best I can with the John Gruden impersonation. He brings that juice, man. He brings that juice.
There you go.
But now it's like you just said, you can't really. I mean, I'm not going to say you can't depend on guys like Mike Evans, but Mike tends to sub out sometimes. So now you have Sterling Shepard. One bright spot I do see here. I'm trying to see the positives in this is
of course.
Ryan Miller. He looks fantastic. He looks good. And I keep forgetting the young man's name who converted from wide receiver to
Garrett Green.
Quarterback to wide receiver. He looks promising. He's got some sure hands. But then again, I don't know if we can really depend on these guys all the time. Emeka Buka is really going to have to step up, and he's going to get tested very, very early on. And I hope McMillan can come back because, again, he is such a huge part of this Buccaneer offense. And what we've seen last year, some of the catches, even in the preseason, Dan, some of the catches that this kid's made look fantastic.
He was doing it all the way back last year in training camp. Just amazing, like clutch catches, these difficult catches. Every time he catches the ball, it feels like it's 15, 20, 25 yards down the field. He's catching those difficult passes, man. And that's going to be a big, Emeka Buka has been taking those underneath for the most part in training camp, everything, those intermediate underneath routes. He's been taking those, chunk plays down the field. And now you lose that for half the season. And I keep hearing a lot of, at least the injuries are happening early. But the thing is, there's going to be more injuries that happen. I mean, like, you're going to lose more guys along the way. We haven't even started game number 1 yet. Now, the world isn't ending. They're going to be okay. But you just don't want these severe injuries to Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan. Tristan Wirfs is already going to be out for some time there, too. You don't want to keep losing guys because it makes things a lot more challenging. And, you're out with these guys, and, they're going to come back end of the season. But that early season, you got to get some victories and you got to pull some wins off, and you got to set yourself in good position so that later in the year you can be in the playoff hunt. If you lose a lot early, Every season, the Buccaneers go through this kind of mid-season low where they go through that losing streak, and it's because of injuries. I don't
Right.
want it to be at the very beginning because that sets you so far behind
Yeah.
from the very start.
And not only that, you don't want to play catch up in this division because
Yeah.
the division's getting better. We talked about this, and
Mhm.
many people have talked about this. The division is getting better. Carolina's looking pretty good. They competed last year. Rather people want to believe it or not, and I get it. And I keep saying this, Daniel, is that I'm a football realist first, then a Buccaneers fan. I am a diehard Bucs fan, but I mean, Carolina looked good last year. They're
Yep.
hungry this year. Atlanta is still an unknown. Do I think we're a better team than Atlanta? Absolutely. Do I think Atlanta should have put up 2 wins on us last year? No, I still think we were the better team. But it's all that goes out the window. It's a new season. So
Yep.
who knows? We don't know about Michael Penix. If they can get his name corrected on the media broadcast there, that was embarrassing. But I mean, still, we don't know. We don't know about Michael Penix. We don't. We've seen a little
But he has
glimpse
like
of
3
him.
career starts and like
Yeah,
real
you know,
limited. You don't know.
yeah, we don't know. We don't know how he's gonna look against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He could tear us apart. I'm pretty. He's a hometown kid, correct? You
Yep,
don't
from
think he's
Tampa.
gonna have? You don't think he's gonna have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder? Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is my hometown. I'm gonna
Mhm.
ball out. But yeah, I mean, so I don't want to see us playing catch up at all. And the injuries are killing us. And we'll get back to the injuries. I want to transition into Bridgewater or Trask. This is a big question because speaking of injuries, there's been a lot said about Baker Mayfield. What's going to happen with Baker if he was to get hurt? If he missed a game or two, who can we depend on? I mean, we have the guys, we have the offense, we have the running game, we have the offensive line, but still need a quarterback to throw the football. Bridgewater looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Trask looked very good week 1 of the preseason. Not so good last Saturday against the Steelers. What do you make of this? Who do you like right now? I mean, I feel like it's kind of like even because Bridgewater had a really good showing and Trask had a really good showing. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the next preseason game. So what's your take on this? Who do you want, Bridgewater or Trask, and why?
Yeah, I think he summed up pretty well. That first game, Kyle Trask, I've told you this before. I was a bit down on Kyle Trask. And then that first preseason game, because I saw him out there in training camp, he didn't impress. He looked like he looked like there's a reason why they want to bring in a guy like Teddy Bridgewater. But then he shows out that first game. Todd Bowles gets asked by Rick Stroud, is it just that he's a gamer more than he is a practice guy? So like he does better in games than he does, when the lights are on, that he doesn't practice. And, week 1, it looked that way. Week 2, he's 3 for 10, 19 yards. Looks bad out there. Teddy Bridgewater, besides the Jalen McMillan, hospital ball, looked good. He had 2 really, he's not going to impress you with arm strength at all, but with the accuracy, those 2 beautiful touch passes to Bucky Irving when they went empty wide, and then also McAbuke in the left end zone, the back end zone. So what I believe is most likely going to be Kyle Trask as quarterback number 2. And because of the guaranteed money, the whole thing with Teddy Bridgewater being a veteran, he starts off on the practice squad, and if something happens, he bounces up. Because if not, if he starts on the 53, his whole contract is guaranteed. And I think also Kyle Trask has the longer future, brighter future, because Teddy Bridgewater's a guy who he just retired from the league, went to go coach, and came back now. So he's a really short-term answer, where Kyle Trask can be a longer-term answer. He's been around with Bruce Arians, been around with Dave Canales, Liam Cohen, now Josh Grisard. So he knows the locker room, he knows these guys, he knows the players he's throwing to. I just want to see him step up in week number 3 because, you hope that he's quarterback number 2, at least I do. But if he doesn't show out this third preseason game, if he looks bad, if he stinks the bed like he did last week, it's a real question mark if it's him or if it's Bridgewater.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that just because of here's the thing with Kyle Trask. I'd love to see Kyle Trask be the number 2 guy here. I'd like to see Teddy Bridgewater be the number 2 guy here. It doesn't really matter to me because I like what I've seen out of both of them. But here's the thing with Kyle Trask. If Kyle Trask wants a shot at starting for a football team in the NFL, he really has to show up week 3, final game of the preseason. Okay? And not only will that benefit the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we all know this. There's always a time where a quarterback goes down or a team, they're in desperate need of a quarterback, and he could, dare I say, could be trade bait, if you will. Not trade bait, but I mean, if you really like what you see out of Bridgewater, right? And you
Mhm.
really have a good showing with Kyle Trask, and teams come knocking at the door. I don't care if it's a 5th, a 6th round pick. I'm gonna give up Trask because I see what in Bridgewater, and let's face facts. Kyle Trask is not going to be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever going to be the starting quarterback. I'd like to see the kid get a shot somewhere else. He's sat behind Brady. He's also sat now behind Baker Mayfield. See, I'm not used to that camera, the stage camera. I don't know if you saw that. See,
Yeah,
I feel pampered here with this MacBook Pro, man. I upgraded, man. I had a nightmare of a laptop before. But meanwhile,
it'll
back
take time to get used to it. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't like it was doing it last week. It was moving
Mhm.
around. I'm like, what's going on? But I actually like that. But with Kyle Trask, he's not going to be a starter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers unless he's on this team and Baker gets hurt. Knock on wood. But I kind of like what I seen out of Bridgewater. He has more game experience, and if it came down to it, like say if Baker gets hurt, and I don't want to say this, but if it happens and we're heading into the playoffs, I like my chances with Bridgewater than Kyle Trask. He's
Listen,
got
they
the.
wouldn't. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
They wouldn't have brought in Teddy Bridgewater if they were completely confident in Kyle
Right.
Trask. They've seen this guy. We haven't seen him much besides the preseason. They've seen him every day in practice. I got
Right.
to see him out there day number 2, day number 3 of training camp. This isn't a signing you make if you're 100% confident in Kyle Trask or even 75% confident in Kyle Trask. Bridgewater brings experience. He's played so many games, started so many games in the NFL at this point. Yeah, you would feel more confident. Baker Mayfield goes out late season, start of playoffs, something happens. You never want that to happen. But you will feel more confident with Bridgewater coming in than Trask. But I think because of the guaranteed money that he'll issue, he will likely start off on the practice squad. There
Right.
is this rule that they did last year before, where you're gonna have like this third emergency quarterback come up. So for
Yes.
game days, he could still come up for game days. So he's basically on the 53 without being on the 53 and without having to guarantee his contract.
Disregard. So I'm outside right now because, like I said, it's a beautiful night and people are still lighting off fireworks in August. It's crazy.
What is it, August 13th, 19th?
Yeah, everybody's still lighting off fireworks. Crazy. Yeah, like I said, if I'm the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm starting Kyle Trask for half of that game. I am.
Yeah.
I want him to display his skills. Not only it's not really taking away from the other quarterbacks on the roster. It's safe to say that those guys, one of them is going to get cut, and the other one's just like you just said, end up in the practice squad. But if I'm Todd Bowles and I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you have this situation with Kyle Trask, I'm letting him play the first half for that game, maybe even more. If he's hot, I'm letting him go. We know what Bridgewater can do.
Yeah.
He's a veteran. I want Kyle Trask to display his skills. That first game he did fantastic. He looked sharp. What was he, 12 for 19 with a couple of touchdowns, something like that. He looked sharp. He looked fantastic. Not so good against the Steelers, but now going up against, I believe, the Bills now, I'm letting him first half, maybe even 3/4, if he's getting hot, with the starters. That way he can display. And like I said, it's future. It's during the season. Someone might call for a quarterback. Somebody might need a quarterback and may take a shot, or maybe early on. You never know. Could be the Jets. Could be anybody. Justin Fields could go down. You don't know. You just don't know. I was going to say the Cleveland Browns, but I mean,
I
think
have 5, 6, 7.
they got about 7 or 8 quarterbacks. I would be surprised if they didn't add another one. But there are teams out there. Somebody's going to be desperate. Somebody will be desperate and be like, hey, you know what? That kid Kyle Trask didn't look so bad in the preseason. Let's take a shot on him. You never know. You just never know. So, I mean, if it's me, I like Bridgewater, but I do like Trask. So it's tough. I got to see what happens there. I mean, but like I said, if God willing, somebody calls and they want, I'd give up a 5th or a 6th, even a 7th. It's still an extra pick, and we see how valuable all these picks are with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Speaking of picks, the 7th round pick, I have a big beef with him. As Johnson, I love the kid. He looked good. He had I know he had that step back juke or whatever that was, and he faked out a defender. I love that. But here's my take on him. He needs to really, really become more disciplined, especially with the kick returns. I don't even want to see him on kick returns. I don't. Because what he did was stupid. That was football 101, no.
Yeah.
You should have let that ball go. Because if that was a live game, not a live game, listen to me. If that was a regular season game, let's just say, You don't do stuff like that. You gotta let that ball go. That games like that are that determine your future. You know, let's just say the Buccaneers missed the playoffs because of one game, and that
Yep.
one game was because he did that. They lost
Yep.
by a touchdown. Those errors need to be corrected. There's another one. Those need to be corrected. That's my only beef with him. I think the kid has a really high ceiling with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of his size and his speed and what he can do. But when I saw that, Daniel, I was just like, that's football
Yeah.
101. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
What's your take on that? I mean, everybody's high on him. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But that to me was like, why? Why?
I think, I hear your concern. It's extremely valid. I think he's still going to be the starting punt returner for this team. Game one comes around, and this is a rookie mistake. That's what I'm going to judge. If it happens again, then you got to really take that back and really question things. But I remember really early on, it was Mike Evans' like first or second game. It could have been in the preseason also, but he caught a pass. He was running to the end zone, and he had the ball in the opposite hand, away from the sideline. You want to have the ball close to the sideline. If something happens, then it goes out of bounds. But he had it on his right side, heading down into the end zone. He gets it knocked out. The opposing team got it. I can't remember if it was preseason early on, but after that, he never did that again.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is a situation where it's a rookie mistake. He touched it. The thing is, it had a bad bounce, so it was gonna land pretty bad for Bucs. He was trying to save the bad bounce, but you can't.
I get it. Yeah, he was trying to make a play.
You got to let it go, and that's what his coach has probably been extremely on him on that. But it's a rookie mistake. That's what I'm going to jot it down to. And he's so shifty out there. Every time he gets the ball, it looks like a punt return, even when he's on offense. But the problem is you can't touch the ball. You got to be more disciplined, like you said, Louis. But let's see if it continues. But I think after that one, he's not going to touch it. He's going to let it bounce.
I think he probably got a good talking to about that, just because of the simple fact those are no-nos, man.
You can't do that.
You can't do stuff like that. Like, it's going to cost you big time. It costs you your job. It will. Being a seventh pick. I mean, the 7th round pick, man.
Yeah. Nothing's
guaranteed. So yeah, that was tough to watch. Thank God it was the preseason and not a regular season game. But that's why we play the preseason. I know a lot of people, Daniel, don't like the preseason. I love the preseason because it gives us something to talk about, something to report about, obviously, and we get to see the depth and the infusion of youth on the team. Speaking of the youth on the team, it seems like to me, man, the injuries continue to pile up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have yet to see Benjamin Morrison. Hopefully we can see something of him this week. I would really like to see something of him, but also, to me, a big injury was Christian Izien. Left the game, oblique injury. What's going on with that? Do we have any new information with that? Like, is it something serious? Like, because again, the injuries continue to pile up, and we haven't even opened up week 1.
Yeah,
and we got the
Rick Stroud talked about this injury. So he's not going to be available for the season opener against Atlanta. That's at least the thinking right now. He's not going to be ready week 1. And the Buccaneers, they just lost J.J. Roberts also at safety. So safety has always been a concern for me this offseason. And, you have Antoine Winfield Jr., Tyke Smith. Your guys behind them would have been Christian Izien, but he's not going to be ready for week 1. It would have been also J.J. Roberts back there, as safety also. So now you're down to, Kayvon Merriweather, you're down to Rashad Wisdom, Shiloh Sanders. They can come in and play, but there's going to be a huge drop-off, even from the second string with Christian Izzy and J.J. Roberts down to that third string safety position. So if Tyke Smith or Antoine Winfield goes down for an extended period of time, that's a real, hole in our defense that, the offense is going to exploit as much as they can down the field, because that's going to you just hope Antoine Winfield and Tyke Smith can stay healthy, because there's nobody behind them right now.
Yeah, Shiloh's not ready. I had high hopes for Shiloh. He kind of disappointed me in that game against the Steelers. I don't know. Maybe he's somebody that I feel confident with him going on the practice squad, and I don't know if anybody calls him up, because obviously if you call somebody up from somebody else's practice squad, they have to be on your 53-man roster. So I do have a little bit of faith in that. I just need to see more out of Shiloh. I need it because there was a lot of hype behind him, including I hyped him up myself. I was happy that they got him, especially. I mean, they didn't waste a pick on him, but
Yeah.
it's nice to bring in guys like that, specifically for depth purposes, but it's just like it's getting shaky out there, man. It's getting real
True.
shaky. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
The injury
Especially,
bug is hitting.
yeah, this is like deja vu all over again, and it's scary because it's like we our Super Bowl window is closing,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't seem to think so. But I mean, if you don't believe me, go look at the San Francisco 49ers. That
Yeah. Yeah.
window is pretty much, I'm not gonna say closed, but after the rookie there, Gianti ran over what's his face from the 49ers, I was just like, "Oh, that was so demoralizing." I
Yeah.
my the barbershop that I go to, shout out to Craft Masters Barbershop here in Fall River, Massachusetts. Tony's a big 49ers fan. You guys may have seen him on the show before. We did a show together. Might do another show for Bucs 49ers. He seems to think that the Niners are going to beat the Buccaneers. I don't see that. But I mean, but with the way the secondary is going and the way these injuries continue to pile up, it's scary, man, because it's like I just want to see Daniel. I just want to see this team at its full potential.
Yeah.
We got robbed of that last year. I still think this team would have made the NFC Championship game if they were at full tilt, if they were healthy. They had the team to do it. Same thing this year, man. It's we started off with, I don't think people really understand, like, Tristan Wirfs, Chris Godwin, and now Jalen McMillan. That's 3 key components on that offense, man.
Mhm.
And now we're sitting there thinking, "Oh, we're fine. We still have this defense." But now it's like no Benjamin Morrison so far. We have yet to see anything with that. Now we have Christian Izien, JJ Roberts, who was really
Yeah.
promising.
They had him
Um,
as a second string nickel. He could play both safety positions. He could play
yeah,
nickel. He was going to be the versatile, that piece that can come in and help you out. If anybody goes down at any safety position, the nickel,
he was
he's
there.
guy just like Christian Izien, so versatile. He's
Yeah.
gonna be that guy also.
Yeah, and it's like I feel confident, but when I seen the performance, and this is a guy we haven't talked about yet, Jamel Dean.
Oh yeah,
I I don't get it. I don't know what to make of this. I heard he had such a great practice leading up to the game and this and that, and he looked awful. He just looked terrible, out of place. Like and then he got that passing interference call. Just Zion McCollum
Mhm.
is to me is cornerback 1.
yeah. He
Jamel
can hold
Dean's,
his own. He got
yeah,
that interception also, but
yeah.
Jamel
He
Dean.
he shuts down that side of the field,
Yep.
and I'm not saying he's a top 10 yet. We talked about this. He has the potential to be,
Yeah.
being a contract year for him, I believe. Uh, Jamel Dean is, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I think the Buccaneers are going to keep him, Daniel. I really do, just because of the simple fact they have a really good cap number for him. I think it's what, 13
Yeah,
million, I believe.
around 13. It came out to a really good deal. When you look at even a guy like Carlton Davis, what he's making now with the New England Patriots, that's a pretty good contract you have with Jamel.
I don't even think he's played a snap yet with the Patriots.
Well, I haven't been paying attention in preseason.
Yeah.
Has he been hurt?
I supposedly, yeah. I mean, it's a shame because I'm up here, and I actually, it's funny because we were at Gillette Stadium last Saturday. We actually went to go see the Tom Brady statue.
Oh, how was that?
It's huge. It's huge. Like
Yeah.
they did a fantastic job with it, but it's pretty tall. I took some pictures. Well, my girlfriend took the pictures.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna upload them to the Instagram page. It's really cool. Me and my kid. My kid looks tiny compared to that. So do I.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. The only thing that sucked was I guess they had a soccer game going on. And my girlfriend had a purse. We just went out there for the day. I know we're getting off
Mhm.
topic, but we went out there for the day. Patriot Place. I actually went to Bass Pro Shop for the very first time in my life.
Oh
Because
yeah,
it's
it's
all
huge,
one.
man.
Yeah, it's all one big plaza over there. And that store is amazing. I'm definitely going back. But we went out to eat, and we just kind of, and Patriot Plaza is pretty cool because there's a bunch of like restaurants and shopping centers, and that actually leads me to this. So I actually found some treasure. I'll call
Oh.
it some treasure
Okay.
out there at Gillette Stadium. So Tom Brady actually has a store. It's the Card Vault. And so I was kind of going in, and they had all these cards everywhere, So I was kind of going through the boxes. I was flipping through
Mhm.
and I know we're getting off topic, but I promise you,
No,
it's
no,
a
yeah.
cool story. Um, I winded up walking out of there with a Kalijah Cansey rookie card, 2 of them. I walked out of there with a Graham Barton rookie card, a Jalen
Mhm.
McMillan rookie card. Um, and then as I was getting ready to walk out, I said, I seen these glass display cases.
Uh-huh.
This autographed helmets and stuff like that, official size helmets, autographed jerseys and all that.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, let me go back more. And as I was getting ready to leave, I'm like, nah, there's something kind of calling me there. My energy's being like
Yeah.
sucked in somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So I start scanning the glass case, and what do I see? Mike Evans rookie card, autographed.
Mm-hmm.
76 out of 99. Real autograph,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
with a game jersey in it. Rookie card.
That's amazing, man.
I looked at it,
Yeah. Did you
walked
get it?
away. I walked away. As I was cashing out, I was like, the guy's like, "Is that it?" I'm like, "No." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Can I go see that
Sure.
Mike Evans rookie card real quick? Can I like see it?" He's like, "Yeah." So I'm looking at it. I put it back. I'm like, $130. No, I'm gonna keep it there. And then my buddy texted me, and because I took a picture of it and sent it to him. And shout out to Jamie. He goes, not in these words, but he's like, "Who cares what the price is? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you have to. It's okay, Louis. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. You have to do it. You have to do it. It's fine."
Mm-hmm.
And I bought the card and was happy about it. And I'm pumped. I got a Mike Evans rookie card autographed.
You found some
Game.
gold right there, dude.
I found some treasure,
Yeah.
man. I was so happy. My kid is like ranting and raving because he got this like random Pokemon card.
Mhm.
He's like, "Yeah, this is rare, Daddy." I said, "Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem. Here you go, dollar. Here you go." But
Yeah.
I was pumped, man, because I got to see it. But now it's locked away. Hopefully it can be worth something. But
Yeah.
I was really happy, dude, getting that. I didn't think I would see that there. It's a really cool store, Tom Brady card vault. I think they're sprinkled around the country here and there. But just to find that there at
Mhm.
Gillette Stadium, well, at Patriot Place, I was like, "This is crazy," because I'm in enemy territory at that point. We're playing them,
Yeah.
November 9th, I believe, so I'm in enemy territory. But it was really cool, and then leading up to, the walk to the statue, they had, the New England Revolution against somebody, I forgot who it was. We were gonna watch the game, but I was just like, my girlfriend's not into soccer. So, we were trying to make our way down to the statue, and then, they wouldn't let her go
Mhm.
because she had a purse. The purse was too big. I'm like, "Dude," we're literally just gonna take a picture with the statue. "Well, we can't let you." Like, one guy was gonna let
Yeah.
her, and so we had to go down there individually. I had to hold her purse. She went down, and, like, it was stupid. I wish they would kinda be a little bit flexible with that. I understand they're just doing their job, but everybody got to take a picture with the statue. It was really cool, and I advise any Buccaneer fans, if you're ever in the Massachusetts area, you're next to Gillette Stadium, who cares? Just go see it.
Yep.
It's
Mhm.
really cool. Yeah, he's in a Patriots uniform, but who cares, man? I'm telling you, like, the way they engraved the base, I think the base is like 2 or 3 feet, and the statue, I think the statue itself is like 11, 12 feet in the air.
Man.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna upload a picture of it
Yeah. I want
maybe
to see that.
tonight
Yeah.
or tomorrow morning. But it was cool just to witness it, and then obviously we went inside, Patriot team store because, the wife is a Patriots fan. But I don't know, I think she's slowly converting to, pewter and red, man, because I told her, she's looking at the jerseys,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Oh, these jerseys are terrible." I'm like, I can't stand them. I mean, I like the old '90s jerseys that they had with the big Patriot logo on the
Yeah.
side. I
Mhm.
like all like, even with the Chargers, the vintage powder blue one. I like
Oh, yeah.
all the, vintage jerseys. Uh, and she was just like, I'm not really feeling it." I'm like, "Yeah, because you don't really look good in the navy blue and red. You look better."
You're right.
She said it. She said it. She's like, "I look better in the creamsicle color."
Yeah.
She likes the creamsicle. So I'm gonna see because we're going down there for a couple of games. I'm gonna see if I can get her to wear a creamsicle jersey. That'd be really cool. I know we jumped off topic
No,
here.
but me and you, real quick, me and you share a Mike Evans rookie, signing now. I went down his first year training camp, 2014, also 2015. So I saw him the first 2 years. I
Oh,
remember
wow.
as a little kid, I was because the Buccaneers training camp. If you're a kid, you can line up and the players will come up to you. So
Oh,
Mike
wow.
Evans, one of those players. I had the Mike Evans jersey. I had like the eye patch, underneath the little
Yeah.
lining. And if you remember a wide receiver called Deontay Dye.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Yeah.
Deontay guy.
So
Yeah.
later on, after the signing, because he sees me in the outfit, he wants to go find Mike Evans, and he runs inside. But he wasn't able to find Mike Evans again. But I have already got the autograph, so I saw him year 1 and year 2. So it was really cool there. But man, it's just both of us share that Mike Evans rookie, signing now. So that's something we haven't
Yeah.
covered there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like I said, so I'm looking for one jersey in particular because every year I get 1 or 2 Buccaneer jerseys.
Mhm.
I haven't gotten any this year. I actually have to order a couple. I'm slacking on the free jersey giveaway. I got to do that. But I have pretty much every single Mike Evans jersey. outside of the red color rush jersey. So the wife tried to get that for me when they first introduced them.
Yeah.
She tried to get that for me, and she ordered one. And then 2 days later, she's like, "Hey, listen, I can't get it for you for Christmas because they're sold out." The
Yeah.
order went through, but they're
Mhm.
gonna refund the money. Is there any other jersey you want? I said, "Oh, I guess I'll get the white one." That's when they were wearing the digital alarm clock jerseys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And shout out to Sam Ali of the Loose Cannon podcast because I had a really big beef with the digital alarm clock jerseys, and then I actually got to really look at the authentic one. I was online looking at it, and he convinced me. He's like, "Hey, they really weren't that bad. Outside the numbers, they're really sharp looking." And I
Mhm.
really analyzed it. They really weren't that bad if they could modify the numbers. And I was looking at the uniforms and stuff, and I was just like, they really weren't all that bad. Um, but outside of all the jerseys, there's 2 Mike Evans jerseys that I don't have. I don't have the red color rush one, and I don't have the white creamsicle one yet. I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna order the white creamsicle one, and I'm gonna see if I can find that red color rush one. And
That
I
could be hard to
basically
find. That red
yeah,
one.
yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's
Extremely
very
hard.
hard. Yeah, I mean, I could probably get a fake one, but I don't want a fake one, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
I think it'd just be pretty cool to add to the collection just because he's one of the greatest Buccaneers of all time.
Yeah.
I always say he's behind Derrick Brooks and Levante David,
Mhm.
in my opinion, and I know a lot of the old timers out there, "Well, what about Leroy?" I always say this, I love Leroy Selman. He was the grandfather of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in my eyes. It's
Mhm.
just I'm from a different generation of Buccaneer football, 95 and up. So that's why I never did a top 50 for the top 50 seasons. I don't know if you
Yeah.
did a
Yeah.
list. I didn't do one just because I don't feel like my top 50, I don't think a lot of people would have liked it.
Yeah.
Not that I care, but it's just my era of Buccaneer football was different. I mean, I've been alive
Same
for
thing.
31 seasons for the
Same
Tampa
thing
Bay
for me, yeah.
Buccaneers. So
Like
it's
John Lynch for me wouldn't be in the my top 50 because I didn't get to really see him. I was a kid
yeah.
at the time. So
Oh, you missed
like
out, kid. You missed
yeah.
out. You missed
When they
out.
won the Super Bowl, I was like 2 years old. That first Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, my top 50. A lot of people would be upset because it doesn't have those old Paul Grubbers. All the old time Bucks. Bucks players. Rondé Barber will come up on it because I remember doing. And he was around here like
Oh, he's the
2010,
Iron Man of the
2011. I saw
Bucks.
him
Yeah,
play. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Levante David, of course, Mike Evans, but those old time Bucks, players, I just didn't get to see. So, that's why I didn't do a top 50 also, just like you.
Well, you know what? How about we do this, right? Let's before the season opens up, let's let's collab on something, right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Not a top 50.
Mhm.
Why don't we do in memory of 50 seasons, why don't we do our like trying to see how I can do this here. Um top 50 with 3 honorable mentions. Let's
Okay.
put a roster together.
Okay. Yeah,
You
yeah.
you put your own roster together of your top
Mhm.
50 bucks, and I'll put my own roster together, like starting wide receivers,
Mhm.
running backs, whatever, etc.
How about we do like a full 53 man? You have your 53 man, I have my 53 man. We go through it all. Like
Yeah,
quarterback, wide receiver, every position.
yeah. You know what? Let's do
Let's
that.
do it. Yeah.
Let's do that before the season opens up. We'll do that probably. Yeah, not obviously not this week or what
Yeah.
is it? When's the season kickoff?
We
What is
got
it?
3 weeks from kickoff.
3 weeks. All right. I could definitely put a roster together
Yeah,
because
yeah.
because I got to really analyze that, dude. It's a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
players from my era, man. At 31 seasons, holy crap!
Mhm.
I gotta really think. I mean, Donnie Abrams. See, I'm already going through the
Yeah, yeah.
defense first,
Mhm.
man. But yeah. So now that we got off topic, but it's all right. I like having conversations
I think
like
that's
that.
good,
It's
man.
cool. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I encourage Floridians if they're up here, ever on vacation. Not that anybody wants to come up here. Probably, I mean, maybe Halloween time. That's your cutoff date. Don't come up here because it
Go
sucks.
after that.
It's cold. It's cold, man. It's not fun. But I'm looking forward to this season, even though our back is already against the wall. We got some injuries. It's not like we haven't been here before. It's not like Todd Bowles hasn't been here before. I think Todd Bowles did a fantastic job last year, considering the fact that, you know, we, I mean, eventually our luck ran out against the Commanders. But I like us this year. We've
Mhm.
been here before. We've been hurt before.
Yeah.
And anytime Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans step on the football field with guys like Vita Vea, and Levante David, I like our chances,
Yeah.
if that's fair to say. And what's your take on this year? Like, are you a little optimistic now? Because we're up against it. Like week one, right out of the gate, we have a
Injury
lot of
bug right
injuries.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I will still stick with the same prediction I had coming in. 11-6, 12-5, somewhere in that range. Still the winner of the NFC South. And a late playoff push. I do have them as a Super Bowl contender. Now, it works in their favor that they're going to get guys, back later in the season. That helps them out. But the first half of that season, the first half of this season is going to be a bit of a challenge. I think, it hasn't been talked about as much, later on here now, but that Tristan Wirfs injury with Charlie Heck, the Buccaneers, I think one of the reasons why, Josh Guzard went empty was to see Charlie Heck work one-on-one against the Steelers defensive line. No help.
Good call, man. Good eye. Nobody really talked about that. Good eye.
Yeah, but I don't know if he can hold up. I think we'll be okay. That's gonna, your offensive line is, in my opinion, more important than your skill players because you got to give your quarterback time. You got to be able to produce in the running game too. The offensive line, my gripe with them this week was they couldn't really run block. It was like 24 rushes for 41 yards, really nothing. They made Bucky Irvin look bad out there. It's just, and even in the joint practice, Todd Bowles was saying the same thing was happening. But week one, let's see if that changes. But again, for me, that left tackle position is going to be so important early on because no matter who you have at left tackle, it's going to be a drop off from Tristan Wirfs. He's the best. He was one of the best right tackles in the league. Move him over left tackle like they did a few years ago. He's the best left tackle in my opinion in the league.
Not many offensive linemen can do that. Not many that I can think of. I say he's the best Buccaneers offensive player right now.
That's why. I agree.
So, but yeah, my biggest concern is I really want Jamel Dean to get it together. This upcoming game, I need to see more out of the defense. I need to see more out of the defensive line. I want to see more, and I know he was on the show, but I'm going to call him out in a friendly way. I want to see more of Devon J. Thomas. We saw a little bit of him. He made a couple of good plays against the Steelers. But I want him to, like Jason Light said to Vita Vea, play more violent. I want to see him turn it up a notch a little bit because he does have the potential. I want to see more out of Shiloh. I do. I want to see. He's trying to go for the knockout hits. I see him.
He's trying to get those big highlight plays, but you got to.
Yes, he's got to. How can I put it? He's got to ground himself first and just play smart because he's getting out of position here and there. As far as the offense goes, I got to see the offensive line. They have to do better. Our strong suit is running the football, and we're going to need to do that. Week one against the Atlanta Falcons. As far as wide receivers go, I'm confident in the group that we are able to put out there with Ryan Miller, Emeka Buka, Shepard, Mike Evans. I'm confident with that group because I don't think it's just going to be those guys that are going to contribute. Again, Culp coming up with some good catches. You know what I'm saying? Cade Otton. We still have a good tight end room. Not only that, I think Rashad White's going to come up big early on in the season for this.
He came back to practice today, so that's an encouraging sign for week one. So he was back out there. So that's really
cool. And for me, I don't want to see any more starters play.
That's it. Bubble wrap them all, put them to silence.
Exactly. I heard that earlier today.
Jalen McMillan went down, everybody should have went.
Exactly. The only guys I want to see out there is third and fourth string guys. I want to see Ryan Miller out there a little bit more. Actually, I'm okay with Ryan Miller not being out there because he's on the team. One guy I really need to see step up a little bit is Raheem Jarrett. He's done absolutely nothing. I mean, he could be on the chopping block.
Trey Palmer also nothing.
Hasn't even played.
I
haven't seen him once.
Yeah.
It's I had high hopes for Trey. Cameron Johnson. There's guys that we have yet to see step on the field. I want to see more out of the younger group, and I want to see more out of the secondary. The only starter I'd put out there is Jamel Dean because he looks off.
Yeah, we kind of skipped over, but he got 42 yards by Randall Wilson. Same drive, that DPI that you were talking about. And then Todd Bowles said for the touchdown he gave up, his eyes just wandered away. His eyes, he didn't stay on his assignment. It would have been nice. Like I would have wanted to see Benjamin Morrison, a healthy Benjamin Morrison throughout the preseason, because then you would have really had a competition between Jamel Dean and Benjamin Morrison like they originally envisioned. We thought Jamel Dean might have been injured at this point, but it's a rookie injury at this point. But that would have been a good, competition. At this point, since Benjamin Morrison hasn't been out there, it's going to be Jamel Dean out there week one, and we'll see how it continues. But he just, I know you would think having two cornerbacks drafted pretty high up would set such a fire underneath you that you're a veteran, you want a Super Bowl on this team, that you would have you're just so focused out there. You wouldn't let a preseason wide receiver 2, Roman Wilson, whoever, just scoring you. I don't know. I pull for Jamel Dean, but there's sometimes that you gotta step it up. You gotta step it up.
especially getting paid, especially
Yeah,
in that
as much
contract.
as he getting paid.
He has the potential to be a lockdown corner in this league. He does. We've seen flashes of it. We've seen him come up big plenty of times, and it's just after the contract, man. It's just
Yeah.
not lazy. I hate saying that word. He's not
Mhm.
lazy. He's, I guess he's comfortable. He's not uncomfortable. I'd like to
Yeah.
see him become a little bit more uncomfortable, but there's some depth on this team for the cornerback position. But I'll tell you one thing: I don't think he's CB1. I think that's
Jim
that's
is Zymical. Yeah.
yeah, that's Zion McCollum all the way.
Yeah.
And then CB2 is his to lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if by week 5, week 6, he's CB3 or
Yeah.
not playing or he's traded because again, this team cannot give up plays like that. Jamel Dean getting beat like that, that's the ugly for me. Tej Johnson doing what he did and Jamel Dean getting beat, those are my concerns right there. And just I need to see more out of that defensive line, Devon J. Thomas and company. I want to see those guys get more violent, dude. I really do. I want to see them get more violent. Yeah, see,
You're good. Yeah, I hear you now.
a little bit. Yeah, I want to see them get a little bit more violent.
I think
Because going in later on into the season, when you're in the December, you're gonna need to play more aggressive because teams are playing football a lot more.
Mhm.
So that's why I say what I'm saying. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Daniel, what do you got for final thoughts, man? And what do you got going on?
So outside of Jamel Dean, the defense has it. Todd Bowles said, "I want ball hawks on this team."
Right.
6 sacks, six interceptions in the last 2 games combined. They're producing turnovers and they're getting to the quarterbacks. That's really good to see. You had the Kendall Vildor tipped interception that he got. Zion McCollum, who we talked about, CB1, gets that nice interception on Mason Rudolph. You had Antonio Groove Jr., linebacker. I don't think he's going to make the team, but nice interception in the end of the game to help the Bucs be in position to win the game at the very end. Nick Jackson is a guy, undrafted free agent, who I've liked so far.
Me too.
Back-to-back weeks with sacks. He had the one-handed interception last week, so he's a guy to look out for. With a guy like Anthony Walker Jr., who has been out, he should be back soon. But Nick Jackson's showing he should be on this roster somehow if they can find a spot for him.
I really like the way that inside linebacking core is looking.
John Bullock too, undrafted free agent.
Yeah. I really like the way it looks. It was a little shaky for me. I was a guy that wanted Jahad Campbell, who's looked pretty good in the preseason. I really wanted Jahad Campbell because I thought, for me, it's always been about defense. Like the Buccaneers, when you think of the Buccaneers, you think of defense. And shout out to Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports. We talked about, longevity on defense, who's been the greatest defense of all time. And a lot of people, including myself, would say, oh, it was a Steel Curtain, the 85 Bears. And he proved the point. He was like, no, Louis, it's been the Buccaneers. Hands down. The Buccaneers have had the greatest defense of all time. I'm like, well, he's like, no, of all time, just because of the simple fact that longevity from 99 or 97, 98 to 2004. Who's done it that long? If you ever get a chance, man, go back and watch some of those Buccaneer games of 1999. Dude, that was one of the greatest defenses of all time. The 99 Buccaneers, go look at those statistics.
I think they held teams like under 13 points or something like that, right? It was some crazy number.
Ridiculous, the stats that they had. Donnie Abraham balled out that year. Like, the defense was insane. And I say it to this day, they didn't make the Super Bowl because the NFL, they came up with that bullshit ass, they came up with the Burt Emanuel rule. That was a catch by Burt Emanuel. I don't care what anybody says. That was a catch. But I feel like they robbed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they just didn't want a low-scoring Super Bowl. That's what it was going to come down to, in my opinion. But if you get a chance, man, really look up those stats from the 99 Buccaneers, dude. Your jaw is going to drop. You're going to be like, how did they not win the Super Bowl? And then remember what I said. It's because the NFL did not want. I don't think the NFL wanted a low-scoring Super Bowl. But so me and Jamie decided to do this thing now on Around the NFL. Because we had this discussion of the 99 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was talking about the '06 Chicago Bears defense. And I'm like, wow, what would happen if the '06 Chicago Bears defense played the '99 Buccaneers? And Madden used to be able to do things like that. Can't do them anymore. So if there's ever a time you want to join us on Around the NFL, we're going to start doing segments like that of, like the '08 Patriots going up against, I don't know,
I hear
the '97 Broncos. We're going to start
the '06 Bears had Julius Peppers, right? Was that
Julius Peppers, Lance Briggs, Brian Urlacher,
Urlacher.
Charles Tillman. Dude, they were loaded.
The peanut punch.
Yeah, dude, they were loaded. And we kind of broke that down. I took the Buccaneers winning that game. I said they were probably going to have like 3 sacks and 2 interceptions, and like they'd probably win by a field goal because the score would probably be like 6-3. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bears had Rex Grossman as the quarterback.
Rex Grossman.
They weren't going on anywhere far. But it's a cool segment that we're gonna start doing on Around the NFL, man. So before we let you go, what are you looking forward to this last game of the preseason? I know you listed off some of the things, but what do you really want to see? Like, what do you like? Because, like I said, for me, I just want to see the depth guys playing more violent. That's my whole thing. Not committing penalties, but you know what I mean. I want to see more physicality out of the defensive line because for far too long, and I'm not insulting anybody on the team, but for far too long, this defense has not been feared since the Super Bowl. Even in the Super Bowl, people didn't fear us. I want to see more aggression on the defensive line. I want to see guys making plays. I want quarterbacks to be afraid. Like
that front four is going to be so scary.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick, Yaya Diaby, Kalijah Cansey, Vita Vea. They're going to get to the quarterback. So who are you going to double team? Because say if you double team, inside Vita Vea, then kind of everybody else has one-on-one, opportunities unless, a running back's, helping out, chipping in, tight end. But man, some people are going to get, they're going to have pretty much free range to quarterback. They have to capitalize on that. But
I hope so, man. I'm looking forward to the last game of the preseason. I'm going to really enjoy that one, and it's going to determine where this team's going to go. Like I said, as far as depth goes. All right, Daniel, we killed it today. I feel like we had a fantastic show.
Every time I'm on, man, I appreciate the opportunity, man. I love talking to you, man. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, man. Likewise here, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm sure there's going to be a shit ton of stuff that we're going to be talking about. A lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff, the good, the ugly, and stuff like that. And guys, make sure you guys go follow him on YouTube, Instagram, X. A lot of good content, man. And the videos, like I said, you got me hooked on the Madden now. Now I haven't got a PS5, but I'm thinking about it now because you were breaking down Madden and stuff like that and the ratings. Dude, that's bullshit, dude, with Mike Evans. he every year it's the same rating, 91, 92, 91, 92. Dude, the dude needs to be at least a 95. Come on.
Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer, dude. All right, man. Is there anything you want to promote, man? Feel free, man. It's your platform. Go right ahead.
Again, always thank you for having me on, man. There's some, if you guys want to follow me on X at @DanielM_TB, I have some news I'm going to break soon with the show and how we're going to expand it a bit. So I'm really excited about that. We're working out, some behind the scenes stuff, but we're going to be expanding a bit. So I'm really excited about that. But if you want to follow on with the news, figure out what's exactly going on, at @DanielM_TB. I just appreciate, the opportunity you gave me to be on this podcast and all my supporters, all your people who came over as well. Just extremely grateful for the opportunity that you provided and all the fans have provided for me so far. And I just love talking Bucs football. I love talking Bucs football with you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, guys. With all that being said, go like and subscribe to all his stuff, man. Like I said, a lot of good content over there. A lot of big things coming from Daniel too. He's a young and up and coming bright star for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers media, dude. I'm telling you, you're what they need. I'm telling you.
Thank you, man.
Also, go follow the Frozen Pirate podcast. Free jersey giveaway coming up soon. I promise you, we're gonna do it before the season starts, man. A lot of new technology here in front of me. A lot of new fancy stuff that I got to get situated with. My area that I do the podcast in is under construction.
I like the setup. I like the background, man.
Yeah, man. I built all this myself.
It looks good, man. I like this.
Yeah, this is actually my deck outside. I did this for the wife. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
We actually have a TV mounted out here that I mounted with Apple Play and all that stuff, and we watch stand-up comedies out here at night. Because, like I said, Massachusetts in the summertime, you have your nights that it gets humid, but you got a lot of nights like this, man, where it's nice to be outside in a hoodie, shorts, long socks, and just like we have nice patio furniture and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and we just watch stand-up comedy. Like we've been really big on the Kill Tony stuff.
Oh
That
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. When
They
they
go
did Donald,
pretty deep on that, man.
yeah.
Yeah, like
So a lot of people were like, you just watched that? Yeah, man. I just finally watched the one where they did when Shane Gillis was Donald Trump, and the other one was Joe
oh, I
Biden.
haven't watched. I've seen clips of that one. I haven't watched the
Oh
full
man,
thing.
if you get a chance, go
Yeah.
watch it, dude.
Mhm.
You'll laugh your ass off, dude.
Gillis
It's
is
one of the
hilarious. I love him.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
and I just started watching his other stuff on Netflix too,
Mhm.
dude, that it's on that special is on Netflix where they did, as Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Dude, you gotta check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Bucks Nation, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys go give him a follow, give myself a follow. Make sure you like and subscribe to all the stuff that we're doing here, especially Daniel, up and coming. As always, go Bucks, fire the cannons. Let's go.